Inside the Nutter Center here with Milwaukee Panther women's head coach Kyle Rechlicz. Panthers get ready for the Wright State Raiders in a quarterfinal matchup, coach, tomorrow night here in Dayton, Ohio. And this is a Wright State team that beat you twice in the regular season, a bit of a nail-biter at the Rechlicz Center, and yet you were here just a week ago, so there's some familiarity in that regard.
Yeah, we played them really well at home, and I think anytime you're playing at home, you have a little bit of an advantage with the crowd and just the home court shooting on those baskets. But when we came here, Wright State was playing exceptional basketball at the time. We really struggled to keep them in front of us. They have a lot of athletes on their team, and it's something that we've really focused in on this last week of practice, and actually even going into our last home game against Oakland. We really tried to make an effort of keeping people in front of us and being there for each other in the help side and in the gaps. And so I'm expecting a very different effort on the defensive end when we step on the court tomorrow.
And the matchup with the Raiders, and we know how good Kim Demings is and Ivory James and Taylor Mingo, but they can be erratic at times, and their athleticism can be to their detriment sometimes when they kind of get out of sorts.
Well, they definitely play a lot more one-on-one basketball than a lot of the teams in our league. There's been games that they've scored in the 100 points and have only had 4 or 5 assists for the game. So their ability to create off the dribble and go one-on-one is definitely something that's a strong point. But if you have a good team defensive effort, then that can really hurt them. And that's why I think Green Bay has had so much success against them, beating them twice during the season, is just that they really tried to take away their one-on-one game, made them try to play a little bit more as a team, made them make the extra pass, and they struggled a little bit. So we're going to try to hopefully emulate that, play a little bit more of that same defensive style like we played against Green Bay earlier in the year, and hopefully that will help us secure a win.
Offensively for your team, is this a game that you're okay if the pace is up and down, or do you try to slow it down a little bit to contain what Wright State likes to do, but specifically to your offense?
It's kind of interesting that we've kind of gone back and forth on that as a staff. Wright State is a pressure defensive team. So, if you try to make 3, 4, 5, 6 passes against them, you're just setting yourself up for potentially a turnover down the line. So sometimes the best shot, if you have a good look, is that, one pass shot, which would lead to our primary game, which we have been pretty successful in it. And that is how Cleveland State, beat them more on the offensive side when the game, both teams scored over 100. I think it was earlier in the season when Cleveland State got the win here. So, playing that faster paced game does definitely allude to it. But because of their pressure, you can sometimes pick them apart a little bit easier if you're really unbalanced and you fake your passes and you make really good decisions on the offensive end. So I think we've got to play a little bit of both, actually. I think we've got to pick up the tempo a little bit, but at times really attack the way that their pressure is and make really good decisions on the half court side.
You've talked offense, you've talked defense. Is there an X factor in the back of your mind? Maybe it's a player, maybe it's a statistic or a category in the game that fans should watch or listen for?
I think there's actually a couple X factors. I think that, one is going to be our turnovers, is how we contain the ball on our end of the floor. They do such a great job, like I said, of getting in the passing lanes and making people turn it over. Taylor Mingo making the all-defensive team, well-deserved honor for her. She's a great, great defensive player. And so we've got to handle that pressure at the top, and that starts with our senior leadership and Angela Rodriguez carrying the point. And her being on second team, I think that this is going to be a really big game for her. So she's a key player for us. And then I think if Ashley Green can come out and match that same intensity that she's had the last 2 games, while some other people stepping up their game, I think that'll help us a tremendous amount to be able to match their athleticism.
Panthers and Wright State Raiders, Wednesday night, 6 o'clock in the Central Time Zone, quarterfinal round of the Horizon League tournament. Coach, best of skill tomorrow night.
Thank you.